Hey guys, welcome back to Jordan Samuel Skin Talks. We're still in orange, we're still in August. So today's gonna be a more traditional, I don't know what traditional is, but more typical Jordan Samuel Skin Talks. We're gonna talk about a few little things. There's just been, while I was in Italy, there was a lot of things coming up that I was like, oh, I should talk about that, oh, I should talk about that. And they're all actually similar, so every video this month sort of has like the same thread throughout. So again, most things do with me. It's the philosophy, and then we just have different versions of the philosophy. So welcome to, you know, JSST. I think I have chocolate in my teeth. Not that I was eating chocolate. So one was, there was a brand that I don't actually know of, and there's no point in calling out the brand, but because other people do it and brands do it and influencers do it. But it was like, to double cleanse or to not double cleanse, the answer is here. And again, it goes back to that thing I was talking about earlier about rules. I was like, well, the answer's not there unless the answer is, and I didn't even bother clicking on it, but I was like, there's no, what's the answer? The answer is probably don't do it in the morning, and if you're wearing like a good amount of makeup, probably do it in the evening. And depending on your skin type, probably do it. And depending on what you're wearing and the environment, probably do it or probably don't do it. And so it's not as easy and not as black and white. And I see a lot of that with do's and don'ts. And again, it's just a reiteration of the rule thing. There's really no rules, so it's not like this is the way to do it, because when you have so many different people and so many different skin types and so many different age brackets and budgets and so many different environments and seasons, you know, it's summer here, it's winter in the southern hemisphere, like, it's just different, okay? Okay? So we don't need to put everything into like a little cute box with the bow and it's a yes or a no or a do or a don't. And so don't get hooked on that either, where it's like, oh, this person has the answer. Figure it out for yourself. Again, I said this already like 600 times this month and 600 times last month and 600 times the month before that. But it's so true. And I know that people want answers, and I know that people want to be told exactly what to do, and that's fine. But the best way to do that too is to seek out a professional, because you're doing it online or doing it through an influencer or even a facialist online. If somebody comes to me and says, I have oily skin, what do you recommend? The first thing is, well, do you really have oily skin? Is there surface dryness and is there oil underneath? Are you dehydrated? You have that little bit of shine from just being completely dehydrated and stripped, and then you're not too oily. So then if we were doing things for that, you're gonna be getting wrong thing. You need to be with somebody, them touching your skin, them looking at your skin under a Maggie lamp. It's just how it goes, okay? I had another question about over moisturizing and sort of what does that look like. I'm just gonna go on a limb and say most everybody's over moisturizing. So that's the easiest way to put it. There's really no way it's gonna look. If you feel like you're constantly slightly congested, you might be over lubricating. If you feel like you couldn't dare, great, now we're gonna have a plane. The construction's died down though, but now planes. If you feel like you have to wash your face and immediately put something on, it can be a sign that the skin's a little bit lazy, that the skin isn't like kicking in itself. And that can be from over lubrication and from just over moisturizing. Unless you are genetically dry, you don't truly need a moisturizer. Treatment products, serums, things like that, absolutely. Hydrate, for sure. It's why Hydrate's super successful. Everybody needs hydration in the skin. A light mist, you know, a retinol product. But like a true moisturizer, not everybody needs that. Everybody needs some type of protection, but not necessarily a true moisturizer. There's also the summer, there's also the Rejuve Healing Gel, and I use that a lot of times combined with Hydrate, which is lovely. It's like you have the hydration, I put the hydration on first, hydrate on first, and then I put the healing gel as like a protective gel. And that's my moisturizer. So it's not a traditional moisturizer, but it is, you know, lightweight, hydrating. I see when people use facial oils, and Jane Scrivener has said this, which is lovely. If you put a facial oil on and your skin feels oily, you've used too much oil. Same thing, I see people with balms and oils, like slather it on. Again, once in a while as an overnight mask, or you've been out in the sun too much and you need that healing, that protection as a one-off, great. As an everyday, as an every night, it's gonna be too much, and you're gonna be creating a lazier skin and a skin that's not working itself to its optimal level, and it's relying solely on products and what you're doing to it. So food for thought. But just a lot of people will almost get like is yeast the term I want to use? But it's almost like you're suffocating your skin, and it's a breakout that almost has like a rashiness to it, and like a dermatitis. It's the new, okay, Flynn's gonna go through, there's a box over here of presents for my parents from Italy, and Flynn, come here, come here. Everybody wants to see you. He was begging for food, he got food. Say hi. Can you look in the camera? Hi. Okay, that was bad, but all right, you're gonna play shy and quiet now. Anyway, he really wants his star moments. Okay, moving on. So that's over moisturizing. It's sort of self-explanatory. Like I said, most people are actually doing it. You want light layers. Something that, I might say this, I might talk about this later. I'm putting it in my phone right now so I remember. It's not that special, but. Another thing I saw, which was, again, I don't want to get involved with, but there's things about people talking about cocktailing SPF and mixing things into SPF. So while I am the king of cocktailing and cocktails, period, martinis, but you know, hydrate with retinol, etc. And I put together things, I personally create my line with products that are meant to go together. And if they ever are not, you will know. My line is about creativity and choreographing your own skincare routine, and that is what I put together in my line. And I've given you, you know, options and ideas. So there's that just by itself. I've also done videos about what products I know that you can mix together without sort of having issues on the skin, okay? The one thing that you've never heard me talk about, because it shouldn't be done, is SPF. You should not be mixing oils into SPF. You shouldn't be mixing moisturizer into SPF. You're trying to put that on to get that number that's on the bottle. And first of all, usually when they test an SPF, that number, 30, 40, 50, whatever, is almost when it's solid white on the skin. So the amount we're using and then rubbing and massaging it in and constantly touching our faces, we're not even really getting that number. We're getting a fraction of that number. It's still protecting us, and that's great, but we're getting a fraction of that number. So then if you start cocktailing into that, especially with oils, you're diluting it. You're possibly setting it up for like burns and irritation and not sun protection. So cocktail and have at it with what I have sort of told you, or in my line, you can have at it any way you want. There's nothing that's gonna be like this. And again, if there ever is, I will let you know, but as of right now, no. And then there's other things on this channel that I've guided you with, but SPF is SPF. That is your final, that's your icing on the cake. We're not adding anything else into it. It's good as is, and pop it on and done. But that is just something that to be safe, that's your sort of like strict teacher. You just put SPF on and there's no fun and there's no choreographing and there's no, I just thought I would, you know, pop that in there. But it is true and it's very important. So SPF, let it be. Cocktail beforehand, like I'll cocktail beforehand too, before putting my SPF on, you know, whether it's the healing gel and hydrate, I just mix it together to create a little bit of a thicker hydrating gel, let it set, put your SPF on, good. In the SPF, new. Anyway, I think that's appropriate for this time of year. Any time of year really, but especially now, August, and being a 6,000 degree day. But thank you guys for watching. Hope you're having a wonderful August, and I will see you soon. Bye. Hi everyone, thanks for watching. You can subscribe by clicking the black JS circle down below so we can stay in contact and keep talking. To watch more videos, you can click on the link here, or possibly here. Thanks for watching. Bye.